Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, we are going to be talking about my worst Tinder date ever. And if you are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and thumbs up this video, and let's just hop right into it. So y'all, anybody that knows me knows that I guess you can call me a huge online dater. All right, cool. I've accepted that. I do like dating online and meeting people in person. It's been pretty I won't say successful because I'm technically single, but it's been a pretty cool journey for me. Like, you know, I've met a lot of cool people, and I'm very familiar with Tinder, so that's typically the app that I'm using now. So one time I did meet this guy, and we're just gonna call him D. I'm just gonna call him D. So I met D on Tinder. We were chit-chatting on there for a little bit, pretty much getting to know each other, I guess you could say. At the time I was living in Georgia, and we chit-chatted for a little bit, and then we decided to link up. So there's this place that's not too far from my house that I used to frequent a lot, and it's kind of like a little like bar lounge type of spot. And so it's literally like 5 minutes from my house, but I believe it was about maybe like 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes from his place. So me and D were chit-chatting, and we decided to link up. And so I suggested this place. You know, I just kind of wanted to, I'm pretty familiar with this spot, so I kind of wanted to do something that I'm more so familiar with so I can be, you know, more comfortable. And he was cool with it. He was down with it. He was like, all right, cool. So we, you know, set up a day, and we were like, all right, we're gonna meet up this day, this time, and we ended up meeting up. And don't get me wrong, he is a very attractive man. He's not ugly at all, but there are a few things that I do put into play when it comes to dating. And everybody has standards, everybody has requirements and things that, you know, that they want in a partner. So first red flag. If you know me, you know that I'm like 4'9". I'm very petite. I'm little. First red flag was he was literally probably like 5 feet. And maybe I'm being a little dramatic. Maybe he was a tad bit taller, but he was definitely under 5'5", which was immediate red flag for me. Like just based off of what I prefer, my preference. So I didn't say anything. You know, I just kind of went with the flow. But I'm just taking a mental note. I'm just like, okay, he's real short. And this is not going to work for me. But I'm going to, you know, fulfill the date. You know, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, like run off as soon as I see him or anything like that. So we're at the place. We got a table. Everything was cool. We were just kind of talking, you know, asking each other questions, getting to know each other. And we started ordering drinks. So anybody, I'm gonna say this again, anybody that knows me knows that my alcohol tolerance is a little bit higher than most, especially for my size and my weight. So I can pretty much drink a little more than people would think. So, and honestly, we didn't even have anything, you know, crazy. In the beginning, we just ordered like some beers, which I'm a big beer fan. Shout out to the IPAs. Which was like a red stripe. And so we got our beers, continuing to chit chat. Time is going by, and he's actually a really cool person. Like getting to know him was, you know, it was interesting. He was actually a really cool person. And so we got our beers, and then we ended up getting pizza. I believe we got pizza, and then you know, I wanted to spice it up a little bit, you know, loosen him up a little bit. Because I think, you know, when you kind of going on a first date, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. You're kind of like nervous. And I know that sometimes my personality is kind of like out loud and in your face. And it kind of can be intimidating sometimes. So I was like, let's order a shot. And I am keen on ordering like well or house, you know, liquor. I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me whatever's the well or the house liquor. You know, we didn't buy a bottle or anything like that, so it's not that deep. So I was like, let's just get a shot of house tequila. And he was like, all right, cool. Y'all. So in total, we each, I believe I had maybe like 3 beers. I believe he had about the same, and from what I recall, and we had 1.5 shots of tequila. Y'all, at first everything was fine, and we ate a little bit. I think I did take some to go, like whatever my food was, like the pizza I had or something like that. I think I took it to go, and we went and sat outside for a second, and then we kind of pretty much, we were there until they closed, which I believe was about like 1 o'clock or something like that. So we was just outside talking and chilling. I could tell, you know, he was feeling it a little bit, which was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be, you know, I'm not, who am I to judge? So then they're like, we're about to close. So then we go, towards the car. And so we sat in my car for a second. Out of nowhere, he just got sick, like really, really sick. And literally, I'm in the driver's seat of my car and he's in the passenger seat, and he opens the door and starts throwing up like crazy. And of course, like, I'm a very nurturing person, so I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, are you okay? Let's get you some water. And he couldn't stop, because you know how it is when you start throwing up and you cannot stop. Like, it's wild. Like, it's the most disgusting thing ever. And so I'm just like, let's get you some water. So I waited until he was finished, and I was like, let me just go across the street to the gas station, see if they're open. And they ended up not being open for some reason. Like, sometimes those overnight gas stations, like, people will step out and take a break or something like that. So the door was locked, but the lights and stuff like that were on. So then I was like, oh, let me find somewhere else to go. So it was a Waffle House right next door. So I went into the Waffle House, but they're always busy, especially like late at night, like wee hours in the morning. So I went into the Waffle House. I was like, can I get a cup of water? They gave me a cup of water, brought it back out to him. He drank a little bit, but he was still sick, y'all. Still sick. And I kind of felt a little bit bad, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, like, we didn't even have that much to drink, and we ate too. So, I mean, but some people, they don't drink as much. They might smoke more, So whatever the case may be. The second red flag, let's touch on that. And I mean, obviously the throwing up, that already like was a red flag, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. So the second red flag was that when he was in the passenger seat, he literally, after I gave him the water, he started throwing up again. The passenger seat chair was scooted all the way back, like the bottom part, not the top part where you do like this, but the bottom part was scooted all the way back. So the space in between the glove compartment and the edge of the seat, y'all, this man fit in that space. He was tucked down because he was dog sick. You know how it is when you be throwing up, dog sick. He could fit in the space between the glove compartment and the dang on chair. And he's literally in there like this, as little as me. And I'm little. As little as me. He's in there like this, throwing up outside of the door. I can't make this up. Like, I really can't. And that was the second red flag for me. And I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So, of course, I took care of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't, just kick him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do anything of that nature, because I'm not the type of person. I'm a really good person. I try to do good deeds in the world. So once the whole sickness thing was done, I honestly, and y'all know, sometimes when you be throwing up and you just kind of pass out and you just be like, sleep. He knocked out in my passenger seat, and his car was sitting right there at the spot. So in my mind, I'm thinking, like, what can I do? What can I do? I live 5 minutes away. I can't take this man in my house. I live at home with my dad. My dad gonna be like, who the? Can't take him inside my house. Didn't want to, of course, I'm not finna call the police or nothing like that. Like, I didn't want to do anything of that nature. Didn't want to put him in his car and just leave him outside his car at that place the whole night. So I did the only thing that I felt like was reasonable. And I drove to my house with him in the car. And y'all gonna judge me for this, but I honestly didn't know what to do. We sat outside in the car all night long. And I sat there. I did fall asleep for a second. And the crazy part is I left my car running because I was literally right in front of my house. It was kind of like on a hill. So I was right in front of my house. And I let him sleep. And I did close my eyes for a second. I think I got up at like maybe 7 something. Like 7 something. It was either like 6:30, past 6:30 or like 7 something. And I got up and I woke him up. He woke up and he felt better, of course, after getting a good throw up sleep. And so I had cut my car off. First mistake, cut my car off. And the fact that I had left it running all night, it would not cut back on. So the next thing I had to do was go in the house, tell my dad, I was like, I need to use your car real quick. He's like, Asia, like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't have time to explain. I just need to use your car. So I got his keys, took him back to his car, and, you know, I was just telling him, I hope you feel better. He was apologizing, of course. He was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, I don't know what happened. I wasn't feeling well. So I was like, it's okay. You know, I hope you feel better. And just let me know when you make it home safely. Y'all. He got home. He texted me. Apologized again. I said, okay. I never spoke to that man again. I never spoke to him again. And maybe I should have given him the benefit of the doubt, but it was just too many things for me, just for my liking and my preference. It was just way too many things that, you know, weren't to my expectation. And anybody that knows me knows that any guys that I'm dating, like, I need you to be over 6 feet. And that's just my preference, you know? Like, I just need you to be over 6 feet. 6 feet and up, gang. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I might make an exception for, like, 5'10". I might make an exception for, like, 5'10", but, like, all the way, 6 feet and up, gang. But, you know, I felt like I said, that was my good deed. And I didn't want anything bad to happen to him. And it's crazy because I've told people this story and they're just like, you better than me. But I'm just like, what else could I have done? You know, and I honestly, you know, I try to put good things out into the world because I want good things to come back to me. And if in the event, if I have ever been sick like that, I've always been around my family, thankfully. But in the event that I was around somebody that I didn't know, I would want them to, you know, do that for me if in the event that happened, which I never really let myself get like that. But in the event that did happen, I would want somebody to, you know, show the same kindness towards me. And, you know, do a good deed for me. But it's still my worst Tinder date ever. Like, the worst. And I've been on some Tinder dates. And that one took the cake. I was like, nah. And it's crazy because he did hit me up again after that. Only like one time. But I think he knew. In the back of his mind, I think he knew. He was just kind of like, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? Which he really didn't. He just ended up getting sick. But with the fact that he's like 5 feet, that's probably why he couldn't hold his alcohol. As a man, he probably just couldn't hold his alcohol. So, I don't know. But that's it for the story time, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please thumbs up this video. And also in the comments, let me know what kind of videos y'all would like to see. Like, I have a lot of story times, a lot of juicy stuff that I can share with the world. And just let me know. And please subscribe to my channel. Bye.